Hello, everyone. Welcome. What if most of, if not all of what you've been told about abundance and spirituality has been filled with misconceptions and lies your whole life? How upset, how mad would you be if you found out that the blueprint you've been following this whole time was never intended for you to succeed, much less exceed beyond the status quo? There are many layers of misconceptions, lies, and even myths that you've been fed to believe as true and factual. And the first step to having all you could ever want is to expose the invisible culprits, and then you can release them from any role they in the future that you choose to create. This could be the single most important thing you can do to finally allow a steady flow of abundance into your life. But here's the thing. You have to stick around and listen to the whole stream today, or you'll just end up creating your reality from that old and outdated blueprint. Yes, even those of you who think you've already got this abundance spirituality thing mastered, I think we might shake up some of your paradigms today. Welcome to episode 82 of Hacking the Infinity Matrix: Misconceptions, Lies, and Hard Truths about Abundance and Spirituality. I'm Gary, and this is my buddy Ross. Welcome to the live stream where we unravel the codes within the Infinity Matrix and do our best to give you real-world, easy to implement, and practical reality hacks to help you overcome the difficulties and challenges we all face on a daily basis. And in turn, you gain back control of how you create and experience the reality you desire. Now, if this sounds like the kind of content that would add value to your life, then make sure you tune in every Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Every week, we reach a broad and global audience that becomes a community that you are now a part of. So let's see where our reach gets out to today. Go ahead and tell us in the comments, in the chat, where you're listening in from. Just type your city and the country so we can see who's here and where you're from.
There's Michelle.
All right. Hey, wait, glad you made it, Michelle. Tatiana? Tatiana, it looks like, yeah.
We hope we're butchering that. Welcome.
So let us know where you guys are coming in from. We know there's a bit of a delay.
Yep. Where are you from? There you go. Shannon from Honolulu. There we go. Fort Worth. That's Michelle.
Nice.
And Krista, upstate New York. Baltimore, Luis, Greenville, Victoria. Fantastic. Welcome. So, as we like to say, good morning, world. So we're so glad everybody's here. I'd like to take a quick moment to thank you for showing up and participating in the live stream. We've got a nice audience today. That's fantastic. The fact that you honor us with your time and your attention, it really means a lot to us. And we deeply are grateful, and we don't take this lightly. Your attention to us is very important. So we pour a lot of love and a lot of energy and care into these trainings so that we can be filled with a high value and a high quality. So with the intention of really making profound and lasting transformations in your life. And for those of you who have been here regularly, you already know that we are passionate about giving you real world tools for real world results. So today is an introduction to the Master Lab Money, Abundance, Spirituality, and the 10 laws to having all you could ever want. And we're going to dive deep into exploring your abundance blueprint. So let me start with a warning. Pay attention. It will virtually be impossible to succeed and have all you could ever want without ripping back the curtains on these highly influential things we're going to cover today. You may never find out the one crucial thing you must have to escape the status quo. You might miss out on the simple ways you can become more aware of unproductive and self destructive habits that maybe you didn't even know you had. And for those of you who stick around and participate, this may be one of the most important streams that you've attended because we've spent countless hours cracking the code on money, abundance, and spirituality. And we're not holding back nothing. All we ask on your side is for you to participate and play full out. And we promise you'll see the rewards showing up in your reality. So give us a hashtag I'm all in the comments to let us know that you are ready because we've been anxiously anticipating today. And since we're on the topic, make that hashtag your declaration of a new reality where you have the abundance mindset and you're taking back full control of your ability to create the reality that you desire. And decide to make today a pivotal point for your future. Because the way things have been unfolding on our planet, we believe that there are some major shifts coming. And if you're not prepared, you may get tossed around and battered in the storms ahead. So hashtag I'm all in is the permission you are giving yourself
There we go. We
to
got them
no
coming in.
longer accept the fate. There we go. Here they
Nice.
come. That's awesome. So we see a bunch of you doing that. So let's jump right in. And remember, you've committed to participate so you can get the most out of our time together, right? There's a commitment there. So let's get going. So go ahead and tell us in the comments, what would you like to have more of in your life right now? Is it more money? Is it more health? More connection? Is it more purpose in your life? Is it more freedom, more adventures, more creativity? Come on, let's go. More you. Let's get you participating here. Tell us in the chat. Don't be shy. One of the things that we go in our master lab is that if you aren't honest with the world, well, then we don't know what you want. So how can we help you? What would you like to have more in your life right now? Trust in humanity. Good. Security. Very good. Very nice. There does seem to be a little bit of delay in the comment feed, but I know that there are more of you out there watching. So because we see all the numbers, you still have a chance. So here to participate. So being a bystander is a sure way to having abundance and opportunities pass you by. So participating is energy, and you tell the universe that you're going to be on the field actively striving for what you deserve. So come on, don't be shy. Fulfillment, money, there we go. Easier
Wow.
flow of currency. Awesome. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Now, if you didn't put anything because you're saying, well, you know, guys, I have everything I could ever want in life. Well, in the most loving and respectful way, let me propose the possibility that you may be operating from an abundance blueprint that's a bit flawed. And we'll get more into that in a little later. But I can assure you that we may very well challenge some of your beliefs and convictions around abundance and spirituality in empowering and positive ways. So for those of you who did participate and entered something in the chat, the next set of questions you should be asking yourself is, one, how do you know what you want more of? And two, what has prevented you from already having that in your life right now? And it's up to you if you want to add your answers to those additional questions in the chat. That's totally up to you. But you should deeply consider what the answers might be. So let me repeat them. How do you know you want more of that? And what has prevented you from already having that in your life right now?
Let me jump in here and see if we can shed some light and start to decode your abundance blueprint. This month, our theme has been around money, abundance, and spirituality. And honestly, I think it's time to tell it to you straight. No holding backs, but from a place of care and love. As you contemplate and think about all the things you'd like to have more of in your life, and then add those two additional questions, you'll start to recognize the first hard truth. And that is that the reason you don't have those things yet is because your abundance blueprint is flawed. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, let's first of all, don't take this personally. Okay, it's not that you messed it up necessarily. It's that growing up, those around you fed you less than empowering ideas, concepts, beliefs, and you misunderstood them for truths. So let's roll back time a little bit to get an idea of what I'm talking about here, where some of this may have started for some of you. Okay, how the misconceptions possibly occurred, and how you can find out which ones you've been infected with. So let's get clear on, first of all, what a misconception is. It is when you develop a particular view, opinion, or belief that is incorrect because of some faulty or inaccurate concepts or understandings that you were exposed to. Now, these misconceptions can be a problem when you start to function in life or in certain situations from those beliefs. Because what happens is you actually close off to other options of reality being possible. And in the case of abundance and spirituality, we actually get showered in these misconceptions from the time we develop two-way communications, whether it's communication with others in the world around you or communication between your conscious and your unconscious minds. Now, maybe some of you can relate with this as a design that's etched into your abundance blueprint. A little child starts to observe and attempt to interpret the actions of the adults in the environment around them, and sees the tension, anguish, or even anxiety when they have to deal with or even discuss the bills and the expenditures in the household. And if it doesn't happen in your own household, maybe you see it in a lineup at a grocery store, or while having a play date with a friend, or you see it played out in the mainstream media in one way or another. So what kind of messages do you think is interpreted? Remember, as a child, we don't know what we don't know. So tell us in the comments, what would you assume the scenario like that would do to a child's belief about abundance? Okay, let us know. What do you think that would do? Again, I think there's again some delay. And if you're not exposed or surrounded by something to the contrary, then you only have that as a reference to put onto your blueprint about how to function in life around abundance for the rest of your life. I'm going to do a poll. Let me just do it. So we got this feature on. Of course. Okay, I did set up a poll, but it's not showing right now. So, yeah, no, there it is. Okay, I seen it. Okay, so you're going to see on the screen and say, what would you say? Give us an answer to the poll here. Okay, what would you say is the positive, right? The percentage of positive messages you got around money in your life growing up. Give us a number. So you got 0 to 30%, which means some, but very little, right? 31 to 50% means a mixture, but mostly negative. 51% to 70% positive, to neutral for the most part, and 71% to 100, it means for you it was all about positivity and optimism growing up. Okay, we're a mixture of mostly negative. Come on, you guys, just go ahead and let us know here.
Come on, come on.
Okay, we'll wait for the results to show up there then. And what we'll do is we'll get an idea of just around abundance, the percentage of messages we get tend to be on the lower end of things in our society. Okay, and we've mentioned it in previous live streams, and you've heard Dr. Lipton, Dr. Dispenza, Chopra, and many others tell you that up until the age of around 7, we are basically just absorbing things at the unconscious level to establish and develop personal blueprints that you will end up using for the rest of your life. And until you get exposed to something that helps you shift, alter, or transform the ones that you put onto your blueprint, and the ones that don't serve you, they're going to stick around. You're not going to know any different. They're going to control the narrative. So think about those messages you heard growing up. Not because they were necessarily told to you. Okay, yeah. See, we got 60% in the some, but very little. 40% in the middle, at mixture, mostly negative. 0% in the other two. Right. So that gives you a fairly good idea of what's going on out there with the types of messages we get. So what do you think that does to a society if we've got 100% of, so far based on the numbers, 100% of the respondents are saying that it's 50% or less of the messages around money were positive. Okay. And again, it's not because you were necessarily told. So what I'm talking about right now is not necessarily the ones that you were told, because those would be considered lies based on misconceptions. What I'm talking about is the messages and experiences you picked up by mere osmosis of being in the presence of some communication. Because in the scenario I talked about, that child was just in the room observing the parents and the thing. So it wasn't necessarily directed to them, but they started to interpret. They started to create misconceptions. Okay, some sort of communication, and you were left on your own, left to your own reasoning, your own logic, and your own interpretation as to what those things meant or didn't mean. And you just didn't know any better at that age. But from that, whatever you put down as an aspect of your abundance blueprint, it's still running the show for many of you as an adult. And these are the types of things you'll learn how to break free from in the Master Lab training that we're doing tonight. To reclaim the true nature of your abundance that's been set aside for you by divine grace. Because we found that unless you know how to permanently shift, alter, or transform your abundance blueprint, you'll just be stuck repeating the same patterns of mediocrity, or worse, scarcity and lack over and over again for the rest of your life. So let me ask you, what would make the biggest difference to the quality of your life right now? Okay, let us know. What would make the biggest difference to the quality of your life right now? Would you like to know how to reprogram the infinity matrix so that whatever that is for you, it starts to consistently flow into your experience as early as tomorrow? If so, then you got to make sure you get on into the 4-hour Master Lab training that we're doing later today. Okay, it's called Money, Abundance, Spirituality, and the 10 Laws to Having All You Could Ever Want.
Okay, let's look at some of the comments that are coming in here. All right, some people are we're kind of mixing up some of the answers, which is fine with some of the questions, but still some people are looking for more money, looking for unconditional love. Michelle, you're looking for yes, yes, yes. Okay, got it. um, Andre, not believe in the lies in my head. Very nice. Thank you for your honesty. That's very, very, very true. We have all endured those for many, many years. And Michelle wants to be consistent with the flow of excess income.
Yeah,
Okay.
awesome.
All right, fantastic. So, listen, the reason that we put this master lab together was because for the last 2 years of doing these weekly live streams, we've consistently had members reach out to us, ask how they can make the next 6 to 12 months flow with more ease and abundance without sacrificing their authentic self. And that's a very precise, that's a good question. So we get asked to explain why some people have these big dreams and are able to bring them into reality, and yet it seems like the majority just end up struggle after struggle after struggle. What differentiates those who always seem to have a story for why things don't work out, and why a select few seem to have a blueprint designed for abundance? Why is that? So, this live stream we're doing later is designed to answer what it takes to actually invoke a reality with the money, abundance, and spirituality that you desire deep down. The simple answer is you need to be able to understand the why and the hows of shifting, altering, and transforming your abundance blueprint. And then to have a set of tools and resources to help you get consistent results through getting immersed into the 10 laws of having all you could ever want. So, again, join us this evening at 5 o'clock Pacific time for a 4-hour training, and we'll just help you do just that. We'll get serious about it. So we decided to start our Master Lab series with this one because of all the challenges that's been thrown at everybody for the last 2 years. But more importantly, because of what we see coming in the next few years in most economies around the world. If you have a faulty abundance blueprint and don't do anything about it, the next few years could become a real problem for a lot of people. But I digress. Because I'm just jumping ahead to, some of the hard truths. Okay, we want to take those blinders off. So let's look at what are some of the lies that seem to be floating out there. The lies are communications that were specifically directed to you, sometimes with malicious intent and many times without. Either way, we find that many times even those lies were based on their own misconception and are passed down generation to generation to generation. And while I go through some of these lies, I'm going to ask you to drop some hashtags, excuse me, when you do. I want you to consider them as declarations to yourself and your commitment to shift, alter, or transform those lies into something that supports your abundance and connection with your divine self. Okay, let's get it. Got a pen and paper? Probably a good idea to start writing some stuff down. All right. Lie number 1. You can't have everything you want because there are limits to everything. Ouch. This encodes behaviors of holding back on things you want, not going at things fully, not playing in a small life. giving yourself restrictions, already watching what you have and comparing it to others who seem to have better or more than you. It puts a cap on the amount that you are willing to contribute, because what if someday you are the one in desperation and need? If you've bought into this lie, what you need is clear and definite evidence to the contrary. Solid proof that there is abundance all around you. And if you know how, you can literally reach out and grab your fair share of it in any area of the life that you want. If you want to easier access to this pool of abundance, then go ahead and type hashtag my fair share in the comments. Hashtag my fair share. Now remember, this is a declaration. You can add something to the behind that. You can add something after that in your mind, but just put in hashtag my fair share.
Yeah.
Okay. So lie number 2. You're not worthy of true abundance if you follow a spiritual path. This is important.
Remember, it's some version of these, right? It's not maybe necessarily this direct lie, but it's some version of this. We've just
That
kind of
is correct.
summarized it into one statement.
So somewhere along the line, we got into our societal psyche that being a person on a spiritual path meant a life of sacrifice and suffering, and otherwise you were not pure and integral. And as a result, you can sabotage one for the other, depending on what you value most, abundance or spirituality. We're going to show you how it is possible. In fact, it's much more in alignment with the truth of who you are to have both more of it and serves you on your path to purpose and passion. There are plenty of millionaires that are very, very spiritual. And if you talk to them, they say, that's how I got to be a millionaire. In the Master Lab, we show you how to measure what you've established as your money abundance capacity and how you can expand into a no limit mentality. And when that happens, you completely shift how you experience your capacity for wealth, abundance, and prosperity. When you do this, you'll realize that it actually takes more energy to live in fear, with limitations and scarcity, that it does to live in harmony and flow and abundance. Because one is your natural state, while the other isn't. And guess which is which. All right, here's another declaration. Give me a hashtag think big in the comments and declare that you are refusing to no longer think small anymore. Hashtag think big. All right. Line number 3. There's more value in the things you can see instead of the intangibles in life. When you put more value on the material world and justify it with, if I don't see it, it has no value, then you're less likely to seek out or invest in things like being in control of your emotions, mastering your beliefs, understanding your deep motives for why you do or don't do things. Other things rise to the top of your priority list, like like a new TV, like video games for the kids, a new house fixture that you've had your eye on for a while. I mean, there's an endless list of those things that can distract you from investing in the one thing that can't be taken away and will continue to grow exponentially from the time you do it. And that's investing in you. For some people, it becomes a process of convincing yourself to put more value in your spiritual evolution and well being, and putting value in a school system which gives you sheets of paper from time to time as a reward for all the work, effort, and money that you invested, but leaves you void of what you really need to show up as your personal best self in your relationships, in your spiritual practice, in your day-to-day living. So go ahead and drop a hashtag self-value to declare to yourself that from now on, you'll put you at the top of your priority list in life. Okay, on to lie number 4. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, I have dogs, and one of them's old, and she does learn new tricks. So there we go. Well, now that, yeah, gosh, this one just gets me, really does, because I've run up against this so many times. So now that you're done, because of the time most of us have enough life experience to realize that we've been taught or conditioned isn't giving us the results that we want in life. We're much older than that 2 to 7-year-old who developed the inner workings of the blueprint. So believing in this lie, it just keeps you stuck. Leaves you feeling helpless and disempowered, or just empty. When you think about it, that lie, it doesn't come with a specific age that it considers old. To the
Yeah, it's very,
2-year-old,
very like what's old? Like, you know?
To the 2-year-old, old is anything above 3 years old. To the 10-year-old, anything in the teens is old. To the teens, anything in the 20s is old, and so on and so on. It's all relative. So just when the heck are you too old to learn new tricks? Actually, put those in the comments. Let me know what you like. I'm really curious what because that's a mindset. And because the answer is you are too old at the age you accept that belief is true. But as soon as you let go of that belief, you free yourself to endless possibilities. All you need is to know what to tweak, how to gain some new skills or insights, and the openness to be in the right place where new communication can help you to experience things in a different way. And just like that, a whole new breakthrough in your ability to create your reality occurs. So the question is, are you willing and ready for that to happen? So give us a hashtag willing and ready. Declare that you are willing and ready. And of course, there have been other lies and misconceptions, and each person has their specific flavor that has been customized for them. These will help you start loosening up the grip that they've had on you, because it's time to stop settling for anything less than your full greatness. Refuse to be a victim of your circumstances and step up. Step up to claim the abundance that's always been waiting for you. So take action and come join us on tonight's Master Lab. If you can't make it because of scheduling, or you're in a time zone where it's going to be in the middle of the night or whatever, that's fine. You can catch the replay at a time that works best for you. It's going to be 4 hours long. It's intense. Starts at 5 p.m. Pacific time tonight and finishes approximately about 9 p.m., depending. So to get the full details, I think we have it going across the bottom of the screen, hackingtheinfinitymatrix.com/money-abundance-spirituality. Check
Here,
it
just,
out.
we've shortened it, Ross. So it's hackingtheinfinitematrix.com /abundance. And
All
we'll take
right.
it, right?
Sweet. All right. Let's look at some of the comments now. Okay, great. There's some people who are intense. All right. Demetrius, welcome back, my friend. We haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah, for sure.
There we go.
It's chiming in.
Michelle's already signed up for tonight, so that's cool.
Mhm.
Fantastic. All right. Fantastic. Cool.
Great. So if you prefer to talk to one of us directly, you can definitely reach out to us with direct message on Messenger if you have questions. But we've packed a lot of great stuff in this training, and for sure, this is a training you won't want to miss. Here's some hard truths. The world is rampant with fear, uncertainty, distrust, doubt in our future security, and there's been more division than we've seen in our lifetimes. I think you'd agree with that for the most part, right? And just sitting in the bleachers as a bystander is going to leave you unprepared for the chaos and challenges that are on the horizon. Because we believe that what's happened in the last couple of years is going to pale in comparison to what we have to deal with and come up in the next few years on a whole different level. Okay. And you just can't afford to do nothing in these times. You'll be putting everything you care about and hold dear at risk. We believe that as a collective consciousness, our species is on the cusp of some major shifts. And that is, and it's going to require some preparation to remain in the eye of the storm, to thrive in times of despair and destruction that's going to happen for many. Okay. And this is why we've started this year, to level up our trainings as you've experienced. If you've done our 5-day challenge and even our weekly live streams, you've noticed that there's been a shift, right? And even offering the Master Labs is going to help you unlock your divine certainty in your place and purpose in the middle of it all. It's going to be an experience for deeper connection with one another and with source energy, whatever that looks like for you. All right? Listen, the crap's going to happen in the world, okay? That's a hard truth. Some of that crap will be in your own backyard, but you don't have to experience the suffering. You can, and yes, you do have the ability to transform your reality as quickly and as easily as blinking your eyes. So like we said, step up to the life you were meant to live. A life where the money you need flows effortlessly to you, where you experience the full totality of abundance that's available, and to connect deeply with your spiritually evolving life force. Spend 4 hours with us later today and totally transform your abundance blueprint. In just one day, you'll be welcoming a greater sense of abundance into your life. You'll learn step-by-step ways to complete peace with the money and opportunities you allow into your awareness. Maybe the storyline you were thrown into was where you grew up from that 7-year-old with a blueprint of abundance and spirituality, and before you knew it, you were immersed into a school system. And you fell into line like everyone else. And you were told the lies, or at least given impression that to be successful, you had to go to school, get good grades so that you could do more school eventually, and then get a job so you could pay for that school. And you thought, while working on getting good grades again, eventually you could get a better job to pay for that debt, which will free you up to go into more debt with the money you make from that better job. And at some point, you will be successful. And if you're lucky enough, if you're one of the lucky ones to not have major setbacks, you can retire and live, quote unquote, the good life. Okay, do you see how this type of hamster wheel of lies only keeps you stuck in a cycle of neediness and lack? When is it going to be enough? When is it going to be not enough? That's a question you need to ask yourself. When is it going to be not enough? When will you acknowledge that it's not enough to just get by? When you will declare it's not enough to tolerate mediocrity anymore? When will the fraction of self-value, self-worth, and self-esteem you've dished out for yourself be not enough? Hopefully you're there now. And so the next step is to do something about it and join us on the Master Lab. If you've not already registered, if any of this or any of the last 4 live streams that has resonated with you in any way, then it's your time to be the change you wish to see in the world. Head over to that link, hackingtheinfinitymatrix.com/abundance to register and come to join us tonight and catch, or you can catch the replay if you can't make the live. Okay, we a lot of people have told us that the live isn't going to work for them, but we can't appeal to everybody's time frames. Okay,
Yeah.
so whatever works for you, whether it's live or you jump on the recording.
Yeah, and Gary, I just want to add a couple people are having difficulties with the link that's in the comments, and it's not the link; it's actually Facebook. So it seems that there's a Facebook filter. So there's an extended delay in opening up that page. So the link is good. Yeah. So
you might have to type it in. So it's scroll on the bottom there, so you can just type it in, and it'll take you right there.
Yeah.
Good. Thanks for letting me know that, Ross. So to register, just come to register. Join us tonight. Catch the replay if you need to. The special tuition pricing is only up for a little while longer. Hopefully, it hasn't expired yet. I think it's still on, still on there. So go ahead over there now, because tomorrow when you wake up, you will be either going back into the rat race that you fell asleep in, or you'll wake up in a whole new way of experiencing abundance in your reality. The choice is yours. All right. Listen to your heart. Make the choice that will serve you to get your fair share of the abundance in this reality. The choice that will give you the skills to think bigger than you've been thinking so far in your life. The choice that will build true value in your self-worth and importance to the planet. And most importantly, make the choice that will declare and invoke the reality that you will not only be willing, but you are ready to accept money, abundance, spirituality, and the 10 laws to having all you could ever want. And in closing, remember, we dare you to be exceptional. And the only way you can do that is to think bigger than you've thought before now. Then implement what you learn and learn from what you implement. Till next time, everyone, be well, be kind, and be true to yourself.
And we'll see many of you